Hello. I've got this too loud. I know it in my heart. There we go. Hello again. Let's take a look at where we are. Oh wait, I need to get my text editor. So we have our text file. We were working on the threatening auras, but we couldn't completely match it up. And we're gonna try and figure out a different way to let HUD know an actor is threatening, etc. I think I figured this out, and we'll do that this week. Another thing that I've done though is put my thoughts into more of a, well, not a text file. So I've only got, most of the stuff on here is stuff that I don't have in like normal, like, well, it's stuff I haven't done is what I'm trying to say. How do you scroll left and right? I don't know, I just did the old fashioned way. So right now we're working over here with our auras and the aura interface. We're just kind of like with this, but we're working on it here. So there's a couple things left on the survival system. Actually, what it's like to pass out, poop your pants, get drunk, maybe get poisoned. But these are kind of like your effects that your character can have to deal with it. Let me make that a little bit. Here we go. Their effects. And passed out. So yeah. Those are kind of like the two main survival system things that we need to do. For the actual clues, we've got spotting clues. We've got spotting clues pretty much done. But I was thinking of doing spotting hard to find clues. I'm actually thinking of moving this down and making that kind of like not as important, you know, because it's not like, well, we need these for it to work. Move this all the way down here. So there's this whole thing about clues being worth points. I've got this little note button validating or reduce points of eyewitness clues upon death, upon witness death. So if you witness something and that's a clue, and then somebody has that as a clue, somehow those points don't count. We've got how to pull. It's another thing. We got finger marks, but we also have a way to get finger marks. That's the thing that's kind of important in this one, because for everything else, you've got hair color, obvious, clothing color, obvious, that kind of thing. So there are obvious things that you don't need to find, but this we'll have to find. And I got to this point, which is how do we link these clues together? And that came to a master clues graph. So we have like a graph that tells you the state of all the clues and crimes and stuff. The last one is motive clues, but that I think I'm going to move that into another system. I'll tell you about it in a minute. We've got our usable items. We've done most of these, except for the idea of items interacting via particles and particles. And we have that another one about items interacting by proximity, which should be easy. This is easy. It should be a one-off if I bother to. I'm sure I could figure out one that will do that, but I think this is kind of like the important one, because we were talking about in our text file how this is a way that two items can connect to each other. So you can dump things out of a container, and then to fill it like a projectile shoots an item, and that's like your fill item to transfer things from one thing to another. You can combine two things by having the one thing fire a projectile, the other one recognizes something it can do something about. We've got the physics draggable items, and while I'm here, I'm gonna drop one of these. I have a button for deleting a lot. Do I use it? No. So you can put this over here, give this some more room. So these are the kind of two things that we're thinking about how our physical draggable items can work. So you'll be able to hold, I think probably overall, if it's too big, you have to drag it, but you can hold something like a normal usable item and then drop it into place. So if you have like a ladder, it's not something you need to drag around, but it might be easier to do it that way. It might be more hilarious as you like try and drag a ladder around. Who knows? And that brought me to actually solving the murder. So you need to formulate a case, and we'll have to have some sort of UI for that. Players' links, clues, and score equal matching links in our master graph of clues. So that's how you know what your score is, that you match the score in, you say, oh, I think this has to do with this. You have to match what's in the graph of clues as close as possible. This is a long thing that I'm not sure I need to do now. Share clues for credit. That's like future. Let's put that down here. Motive clues. We're gonna put this over here. It's kind of like that, but we'll figure that out. We'll need to still do a UI for the survival. So like how much you have to eat, drink, poop, how bored you are. And then we need a UI for formulating a case, because then once you figure out a case, then you can say, okay, now I'm going to go call somebody about it. I haven't decided if this is tied, and I'm going to make another thing here. Play or phone. So this is gonna be, we don't know if we should be able to, we'll have to decide later whether you have a personal notebook, you can open it up, you can do your notes, formulate your case, and then go to the phone after, or you pick up the phone and then the UI comes up, which means that everybody knows you're about to solve the case. I feel like that's like unfair, because like if you have a lot of clues to put in there, that's no good. Or maybe you need both. You need to be able to have you need your case in your notebook, and you have to confirm everything on the phone. We'll see. We do need to do level content, so there's all this stuff. It's just stuff, right? The actual level not being ugly, food items, poison and alcohol. Trap items, I've just kind of thought of like things that you can use to create situations. And house infrastructure, power. Phone. Pahoni. Let's do that. You know, there's all sorts of things that might. Oh, might go on that wreck your ability to use parts of the house. So we should have a way to do that. I'm pretty sure that's just like a fancy way of doing this, like a normal interactable item. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's pretty straightforward. Character content. We need to make some characters with hair colors and clothing colors. But also, what's not here, just kind of like channeling. Just like the models themselves. Styles. So kind of like what's happening. So our first kind of pass, I think, will be just like hair color, a clothing style, and then that's colored for a particular model. Long term, and I'm making a long term thing, it will be like separate character pieces to do stuff like different head, different body. Let's just make that character customization. So we'll have parts. Oops, wrong kind. Parts. And possibly sliders. That'd be nice. I also want to refactor C++ where possible. Just because. So if we look at this, there's a lot to go. And I have to, and this is where I say, like, okay, this is long term. Maybe if we want to not have finger marks, that would be fine for now. We could put that in long term down at the bottom here, the long term line. Let's do that. Because we already have like hair, clothing, possibly eyewitness. Oh, and one more here that I do want to add is unique items to drop. So a clue would be you've dropped something that's unique to you. Let's see. These are kind of like basic system. We can't touch that. Essentially, what you're watching right now is I'm doing my job of like arguing to my boss that we've got too much scope. I'm evaluate. This is actually required because I think this is the only way we're going to be able to manage how all these clues connect to each other. So that's required. And I kind of don't care about this right now. It can go below the now line down here. All right, that we're gonna do. This is easy to do, so we should do it. This is easy to do. We should do it. This is probably going to need more thinking, solving the murder. We need to do the survival UI. We need to do how to say, how to, oh, do we? Do we? Okay, all right. Here's your bonkers. Bonkers. All right, are we okay with somebody lucking out on the answer? Because you could look at it and you could say, okay, I've got 2 murders. Both of them have so-and-so's. Clues of pointing this guy all over it. I'll go phone the police. That's enough. Do I need to say it? Would someone be angry if they got there, they did all the work, and somebody lucked into the right answer first? How would you luck into it? I don't know. I'm starting to think this entire thing might be down here. And all you really need to do is when you go to the phone, it shows you your score of what each player is, right? So you've got this, and then you've noticed these clues, and it's linked to this person, this person. This clue is linked to this person, this clue is linked to this person, this clue is linked to this person. And that's how you would choose? Let's actually... Oh! I confused myself. It's gone. No, it's right there. But this doesn't happen on my other computer, so I might have to take a look at that. Anyways. Formulate a case. So why don't we make matching links in the GraphDB. Let's take this and put it down here. And then we'll say that formulate a case for MVP computer as clues, clues collected link to players eventually. Link to players in the GraphDB. And let's do this thing. Clues collector link players in the GraphDB. Detectives, not you. For the need to select. Don't need to. They do select. Cool. So when you go onto the phone, you'll be presented with, or your notebook, you'll be presented with this readout based on the graph DB. So we always need the graph DB so you know if the clue is real or not. Okay, I like that. And we put all this here that we don't need to do that. And maybe that makes it easier to like add more kinds of clues, like motives, like sharing clues. I don't know how you would share clues. I guess you would take out your notebook next to somebody else. That's definitely a law. It goes down here. But maybe motive clues can come back. If you, I should probably add. I was saying that I was thinking about another system. And the other system is it's a timed victim system. So essentially, as the murderer, you don't really know, you don't get to kill anybody you want. You kill people as you get information. You don't have to get clues yourself. Maybe you do, I don't know. But that would give you motive to kill somebody. So you would find out. So everybody else starts with like a clue that says, "Oh, knows about so and so's thing, knows about some other." They'll get like 3 or 4 things that they know about other players. They don't know which one is like a bad one for the villain or not, and then the villain will wander around, and every so often he'll get like a ping that says, "So and so knows this about you. You can kill them." And they end up having their goal, I guess, would be to kill everybody that they know about by the end of the game. But you know, you can't just wait till the end unless you do like a multi-kill. That'd be wicked. But yeah, but you won't know who did it. I guess he's just going on a rampage, knowing that that's going to happen. Let's just put this over here. We don't need this. I'm going to think about that another day. All right, we got our UI that we got to do. Level content. I'm pretty sure that's fine. That's all fine, right? That's all fine. Definitely need that one. Definitely need that one. Definitely need that one. Trap items. We can come back and brainstorm this one again another day. We've got all this. We've got all this. I think that's good. So as far as like how are we going to deal with this in the short term, definitely we're going to finish this off. We're going to start looking at these. I think we're going to go next to here. So I'm going to boost this up here just to remind myself that's actually rather important. But it's not, I don't think it's actually that hard. Because we've all done graphs, right? We've all done graphs. We've all done that little graph part of our degree, right? And these are fine, I think. I think that's a good order. Doing that next is a good order. This wasn't done in the order I think we should do them, but I think it's a pretty good start. Because the items are mostly kind of like connected to whether this is done or not. And having this stuff up and running would be good. And then once you get to like this line here, it's all just kind of like coming up with weird things to content and adding them in. And I think you look at some of these kind of like wacky games where there's one guy adding crap to the game forever. This is where you want to be, kind of. So before I do something dumb, let's save that and do what we are going to do today, which is this thing. So you may notice I've written interface on here. So I think we have to end up writing an interface that says this has an aura, and then calling it an Unreal Engine. So if you go in here, not in here, in here, I think it's in here. Do you remember? It's been so long because last week I couldn't work on it, and the week before that I did my 24 hours of SnowRunner. It's in here. Yeah. So instead of making gameplay container from tag, I'm thinking instead of this, what I really want to do is I want to do something like get all actors with interface. Right? You get all the actors who could have auras, and then you do a filter. That filter being basically the aura, right? And then we just have to write a filter class. I've never written a filter class before. Nice. Let's get this started. So while I'm in here, there's no sense. So the moment I opened C++, I said to myself, this is the wrong thing. And then immediately realizing that this is the right thing. Because we know inherently what can have an aura or not. It's a character. Only characters can have auras. So if we just add it as a function on here, we can do it. Right? No, I just got here. So I should be able to make these auras in here. Now, that brings us to this. That's right. We might have to add our states in here. I think that's legit, to be honest. Unless wait. Let's hold on. Let's go back here. I just want to look at. Let's look at the rest of that. I want to go back into here. We're getting everybody with threatening auras because just threatening, right? Threatening. We're not doing stinky, uneasy auras, right? Only threatening auras. So what we could do is we could make a function on here, public. It's just gonna be actually, let's make it a little more specific. Right? Bool. Ah. Do I already have it just kicking around? I do. So I shouldn't have to call that. I should be able to just get my current one and go call something on it. So let's hop into. That's the opposite. Does it not have any gameplay ability component? Oh, I should be doing. Let's see. Well, actually, let's do a. random instant tag, generate gameplay event callbacks, gameplay container internal, try activate ability failure tags, minimal replication tags, monitor tags, replicated loose tags. Replicated loose tags? Gameplay queue, add gameplay queue, add new delegate, allows game code to add loose effect. No. No, it's not a loose tag. We add it with a gameplay effect, right? Tags are blocked, block or canceled, cancel abilities with specified tags, abilities, current montage, that's montages, Taj has tag in it, bleh. Game Cubes can have their own tags, input ID, match provided, array with all abilities that match the provided tags. Activate all return gameplay tags, active effects that have all of the passed in tags. So you could do this. Let's keep this one on the back burner. At a size I can read. Get all active effects with all tags. So we'll see if that one helps us. Oh no. Went all the way to the top. Okay. Abilities that have the same tags. Active effects, that's what we'll look for. Turns the sum of stat count of all gameplay effects up. Okay. Container get ability tag. Blocked. 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 Current montage. Item montage. Montage section name. Get filtered attribute value. Get the tags. Current count on the given. Get gameplay tag count. This could also be something if it's 0, right? This is the winner right now. I'm gonna just go with it, right? Because if this is 0, right? Then the answer is no. I don't care how many there are after that, right? Has tag, and then it would be right? That's all you're doing. Right? Right? And then I've pushed this button. Does it go to hell? End server. I'm not touching that right now. That's like their build version server stuff. I'm not. I should be there at some point, but not today. Compile, compile, compile. Compile, compile, compile. This is a good sign, right? Oh. That's how you get it to actually stop. You say this is good sign. Oh, what isn't it like? Oh, it's a pointer. You gotta do a. I believe you have to do this. You gotta do the old. Oops. Right? Right? Find out if I'm right in a minute. Died earlier. Oh, okay. Be called. Line definition does not have any matching guest character. Oh, yeah. That because of this one died, right? Also doesn't like that. Oh no. Let's start with this one here. Hey guest character. Yes, he can't tag. Did I do something dumb like not push save? That'd be a. Yes. Cool. Yes, he has tag. Oh no, I got the little M here. I didn't push save. Kind of doesn't matter because this other part isn't working. So, ability system component. Do I reference that at all already? We set it here. We set it here. Ability system component equals this. So we should be able to reference it up here. Ooh. Just double checking this is. Open it up here. Oh. We could prototype it in blueprints, I guess. According to this, I could. Oh, hey, I need to actually give it a tag to look for, don't I? Looks like it's gonna go through. Yeah, as long as you like give it hope. I'll make sure to crush it as soon as possible. Hasn't. Oh, I went through. That's great, actually. All right, so we should be able to go. Okay. So we know all actors. We've got our mess here, right? What's actually, where's the actual? Okay, so we've got all actors with class of tag. Of class with tag. Okay. Why don't we problem is it goes everywhere. Length, print string, and that goes up back up to there. All right. This line is nothing. I'm gonna kill it. Done. This line goes away. Threat offspring widgets. And that's what we're doing here. So all we're doing is we're spitting in threats and not threats, right? And that's taking in a guest character, BP guest character. Oh, I guess it has to be, right? Oh, I kind of need that. So I know what it plugs into. All right. So what we'll do is we will get all actors of class. The class is BP guest character. We have to have them like this because they have the. Wait, do they? Do they? Wait. Is a guest character. It doesn't need to be a guest character. It can be a guest, right? Right? I mean, it doesn't have to be BP. It can be a normal guest character. We could do guest character, right? And then we get that. That doesn't help. That's not what that does. All right. Try to figure out, is there like a for each, or don't particularly want a for each. That's a for each. That's an array. Is that even like everybody's just decided to use an array. Maybe this doesn't work. So give me a second. I swear, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I found a nah. Open it up first. Someone answered this question before. Also, this needs to just freaking update once. Update your Flatpak. Alright, I knew I found out before. Find gameplay tag asset interface for actor. Get all actors with gameplay tag. Okay, let's see. First of all, if I do this, oh, do I need to do like a header for this? Is this a header? Can't be just, oh my god. Yeah, okay. It's got in a class. I've made a node before. What does our node look like? And we should make it look like that. Um, Here's a node. No, that's not a node. Right? Because we stole it. Passive gameplay ability. No. It's got a little bit extra. That's what's making it confusing. And I also have to learn how to make a blueprint node. So I can make. I mean, we all know how to. We've done functions, right? Parameters, class objects, class parameters. That's fine. I know that's not what I actually want. But these are off of like a class, aren't they? I guess a pure function wouldn't be, would it? Interface parameters. I know how parameters work, but like how, execution pins, we know this. is the idea that I'm just gonna like drop this on a class and then it's a thing I can do? Is that the idea? Like, could I just, instead of having this as blueprint crawlable on here, I can make this a pure function that does stuff. You'd think they make it easy, huh? It's like part of the core thing. Is there, give me a second. The thing that frustrates me is that we've got this function, get all tag I don't even know how I would find it in here. I think we were already in here before, weren't we? We were like looking at like, oh, does it have this? Does it have that? That's interesting. I could make a thing where you have to like register the gameplay tag event that you got a tag, so that we can add a tag that shows up in tag. Because the whole point of this mess is the fact that this is exactly what we're trying to do, right? Even he's having trouble with his own code. The other thing that we were looking at before. See, this is why I'm so like frustrated because it's like it should be straightforward. This is like the fucking core fucking thing of the fucking thing. I also have to refactor this to be a little bit more straightforward. Target tags granted to actor. I'm just gonna. I want to look this up. Just like I feel like it's not how it's supposed to work. I spelled that wrong. Target tag granted to actor. And then get all. Get all actors. This should actually be. I'm kind of tempted to like not do anything about this because there should be 8 of these guys, right? Am I making this too fucking complicated? I just go like this and say I'll complain. I don't know why I was a BP guest character in the first place. I don't know. I'm just bad at computers. These can just be normal guests. Threat widget also takes a BP for some stupid reason, because I'm dumb. They're all actors. All of these things are on like. Just an actor. All right, I don't have to worry about it there. All right. Yeah, because it's an actor. I've got Christmas decorations covering up the top of my screen, so I can't see everything I'm clicking up there, which is kind of fun. Not. I should be able to just drop this guy down here, right? What's it adding to? Adding to the map. What's the map? This map. Don't know why I did it so wacky. Cheryl can play it somewhere else. Yeah, check for off. They're off-screen widgets no longer exist on node get. That's fine. Check for not threats. That's what we need to do. Okay, and then we'll this contains target array. Array element find the value associated with the source. Yeah, right. So we found it, then remove the parent, and then remove. Weird question. Can I just remove? Key that we used to. I don't know why I did it so wacky, guys. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? Oh, because I have to go remove it from the parent and then remove it from the. Yeah, okay. And it gives me a yes, no if it worked. If we do it the other way, we skip this, right? Threat off. So this is an array of not threats. Not threats? So it's a threat, and if it's in this list, if it's not in the current list of threats, I'm gonna rename this so I know what it is. There. So for each thing is not in the list of threats, we remove the parent. Okay, I have a terrible thing. Nope. Nope. Oh, there's no. Yeah, that's the only way you can do it. All right. So if it's not in the list of threats, we know this. So if it's not in the list of threats, we need to remove it from the list of threat widgets. And so we're going to do that by finding it, because we have to find it anyways to remove it. And then remove it. From the parent. We could one-time this, which I think is a good idea, just to grab this. It doesn't one-time it, because if we remove it and it's not there, actually, I don't know if it does it, right? Because we go from here to here, and this goes to here, and we still have to do this bit here. Right? I kind of lost the plot, to be honest. Okay, all actors of this class, and we can ask them what tags it has, right? That's kind of the point. So we're going to do this, then we're going to check for not threats, and then we're going to update their locations. For the key, post that in there, and that works. All right, that goes all along. And then the value's kind of a pain in the ass because it's like all over the place. But also, those two. There's so many of them. Once I do this, I can delete that one. And this is number 2. And this is all because we want, this is fine, threat. So we're just going to update those afterwards. This part up here is all about whether something is a threat or not, right? So if we go threats, think what I'm thinking. That we should be able to do both, in one go. That we should be able to, for each one of these, do that. Because if we look at check for not threats, we get an array, and it just comes in. It's so much easier. It's not a loop. They're kind of different because you're saying, oh, this is check for new threats. These are all new threats, right? You know what we need in here? A local variable. We need two things. We need this to have an output, which is new threats. Oh. Can I add to that as we go? Like, can I go like, oh, it's doing it for every threat, isn't it? Sorry, because this is a weird setup we have. That one, we did the loop of all the threats. Check for new threats should be different. This should be an array in. Oh, I've done something. Single. All right. I need to break this. Break this link. All right. What we should be doing is going, this is an array, just put in the threads. And then for each, we do this bit. And when it's completed, we return new threads. And then up here, can I just go new no. to make a thing on local variables nt, because that's the kind of programming we're doing today. Can't use the function array anymore, or the function parameter, because it doesn't do the same thing, so we shouldn't. And at the end of this, we return nt. All right, Kumpal, and then this. We just feed in, go straight to here, and we just go straight to here, and then we can delete that. Check for not threats. So we've got the threats, new threats. Where I was going with that. Do you know what the new threats are? I don't actually know where I was going with that. What was I going to use the new threats for? Put them into the not threats, and then we know what the new ones are, but that's, we always knew, we don't care about that down there. We care about what the old ones are. That they're not new. First of all, what we can do, what this does do, is give us the ability to grab this, push it up here, and do a quick little what we need to do is, this needs to be how it is before, because then that we know that they're threats. The other one, see, the problem is we need to know all the threats when this happens, right? can get the old threats from here. We can't use that for new threats. Like, we can't use this to get the threats. It has to be outside of that. Is there... Is there like a map or reduce or this is such a bummer. Like, honestly, right now, we might have to rethink this whole thing, because it's like, that's a lot of code just to like get what tags are, right? I thought I was setting it. Here's my crazy idea. All right, get this. Oh, this isn't a function. That's why it's okay. I need the event graph. There we go. Actual event graph. Just because, and just because, we're going to go. All right, you ready for this crazy one? No, not that one. Not gameplay tags. Effect class. I don't want an effect class. I want the for me. There is your wild idea of the week. And then I set a button for this. I just have to remember what it is. Three. And am I setting it to threatening? Yeah. All right. Really? Really? Guys. All right. Start with this one. I added a function so the whole thing's like taking a dump on itself. That's great. That's fantastic. We might have to close this and reopen it. I don't like the idea that I have to do like this much work to figure out what gameplay tags there are on there. And he has got like this extra stuff that we could probably get rid of. Then you transfer that into get all actors with gameplay tags, get all actors with gameplay tag. That's all I would do. And then you've got this thing, but he's got his extra stuff where I would just go if has one of those. But I'd have to write it. I'm not quite sure how you get that into like the system, right? While that thing's doing it, while I'm reloading that, before I reload that, I'm gonna try this. Does that make any sense? Am I on my own mind? Probably am. You know what? Probably our best thing to do right now is to just get rid of this, because that's not going to be there. That's not going to be our answer, and the other one isn't going to be our answer either. We've got no answers out of this. I think I might have to figure this thing out. I don't think I can do it tonight though, because I'd have to reload Unreal Editor and all that stuff. I think what's kind of, I think our big takeaway is that we do have our little plan that I conveniently closed because it was hidden behind a Christmas light thingy. And we know where we're going next. It's just this whole like find all. Why do I have to have a Discord thing with a guy who's like, this should be part of the frickin' editor? Maybe it's in 5.7. Who knows? But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there tonight. Yeah, and we'll see you next time.